He was out there eating frozen chicken. He buried that chicken yesterday and dug it up today, eating in the middle of the snowy field. Give me malt liquor and bags. I want to talk about my passion for backpacks, bags, sacks of all kinds. But first off, I wanted to talk about the star of the show, the malt liquor. That was one of my earliest criticisms from way back in the days. Like, I do more talking than I do drinking. I think that how we share ourselves is important. Other than that, you're like those people that put out like hundreds and hundreds of videos, and like for whatever reason, like they get a DUI or something like that, and delete their whole channel. And I think that like that makes sense, but like I was like, if you produce hundreds and hundreds of expressions of yourself and they're all lacking in value, that you just delete them all, then I question your judgment. Rugby, like I question most of ours, but I think that, you know, having a beer, sharing some stories is, you know, an appropriate act. But like the whole, like, back when I would do more talking than drinking, Black Metal Troy coined a phrase, "Get it down the Gregory." I believe that was Black Metal Troy. And now he's doing like 6-hour long podcasts or whatever. Just like, I literally sat there, I was eating, and I watched 5 minutes of him kind of like shuffling around some basement. 6 hours long. The thing, like, where alcohol could take us, sometimes it's a pleasant distraction and a great way to have a common thing to do with some people. Sit down, have a drink, tell some stories. Other times, you know, it's slippery slope. Frankly, I just don't feel like slamming 40s anymore. It's the truth. Talk about bags. From my bike messenger days, my favorite messenger bag is just the basic. Like, the inside is just big enough for a banker's box. If you're carrying anything larger than a banker's box, it should not be on your back. Yeah, the inside should just be empty. There should be a pocket and a pocket on the outside for your house keys and your wallet. Your bike key normally goes on your wrist, or attach it to the outside of your bag. I always prefer to keep it on my wrist. So many people lock their bikes up and then couldn't find their key. But this is a little bit more fancy version. Knife, flashlight. Got some basic supplies in here that I always kind of have in there. That bag to me says I'm going biking somewhere. I'm gonna throw them. Or walking with my dog. Not serious, casual, and I just like the messenger bag. I get this bag in Thailand. Just a simple going to market bag. I like how you can wad it up, put it in your pocket, or bang it out and fill it full of a sack of groceries. It expands way out. It becomes a massive balloon. And I think it's pretty too. And lastly, I haven't taken this on any trips really. I was going to bring out my big frame pack. But then this was handier. And these bags to me speak of, like, you know, adventure. Like filling this up like with some your sleeping bag and a tent and some food. Like, quite easily get your sleeping bag, a small tent, and some food. There's a couple sacks for water. Maybe like a rain jacket in here or something like that. And that's all you need. Like some summer lightweight camping. Nothing too extreme. Maybe clip some sandals to the back of it. Maybe a little camp towel. To me, that bag talks about adventure. Oh, the big frame backpack I have, I took that on a 4 or 5 day trip. Maybe it was 4 days to a place called Tank Lakes, and it was kind of odd. It was difficult for me physically. It was climbing up above glaciers, and I didn't have the appropriate equipment, or I was not even really appropriate training. I had no idea what it was like to hike for an entire day, and then get up and hike for another entire day. Well, it wasn't actually a whole. The next day wasn't an entire day, actually, now I think about it. The other difficult thing was like, I just went with a bunch of people I just didn't mesh with. Actually, I literally didn't even camp with them when we got to the top of this mountain. Um, there were some trees off on a side field away from the view, the vistas, and I went and camped there so I could have some shade. And those guys literally camped on rock, which I thought was interesting. Everybody had like their foam pads and stuff like that and slept on those, but they're all resting on rock, and I was resting on soil. One of those guys actually did carry a fifth all the way up to the top there. That was the other thing too. It's like alcohol has its place. It's fun to sit around and drink a beer and talk with you. It didn't occur to me to try to carry a fifth up to the top of a mountain. Good Lord. But it was fun. It was fun to hit off that and watch two of the guys just got hammered. I suspect they don't often drink. And one of them was like that kind of quiet, smart. They were both really smart. This one guy was really quiet, smart. And he started drinking, and all of a sudden his smart started coming out, and his sense of humor started coming out, and he was just like, he had me laughing so hard I thought I was going to like bust a rib. It's funny how people are like that, just like they're full and just packed full of humor, and for whatever reason, like they just don't trot that out. All right, another end of another Earl challenge. Bags. Talking about my passion for bags and what they represent. Travel, carrying everything on your own back, planning ahead, independence, and I think also I think they're attractive. Bags are attractive. All right, malt liquor. Now do the Earl challenge, people. Don't end up like HPD 77, keeping everything inside yourself rather than like talking about what's going on in your life. Give people an opportunity to have some sort of response and something to add to it in case you need to hear some things, in case you need some help or encouragement, or just you need to know that what's going on in your mind is going to resonate with some people. It's going to be important to some people. Like your problems and your dreams are going to encourage and inspire other folks. I think that's a good use of YouTube and a beer. Drinking a malt